Once upon a time, in a small Indian tribe nestled between green hills and flowing rivers, there lived a young man named Ravi. Every morning, Ravi would wake up and complain. "Why was I born in a poor family?" he would ask. "Why do others have so much while I have so little? My fate is written, and I cannot escape it." The elders of the tribe would shake their heads when they heard him speak this way. His mother would cry silently, wishing her son could see the strength he carried inside. But Ravi refused to listen. He worked half-heartedly in the fields, never trying to learn new skills, and spent his evenings sitting alone, blaming the gods for his troubles. One day, a terrible drought came to the land. The rivers began to dry up, and the crops turned brown and died. The tribe gathered together, worried about their survival. The chief stood before everyone and said, "We must travel to the sacred mountain where the wise saint lives. He will guide us through this difficult time." The journey to the sacred mountain was long and dangerous. Most of the tribe members were too old or too young to make the trip. The chief asked for volunteers. Several young men stepped forward, but Ravi stayed back. "Why should I go?" Ravi muttered. "If we are meant to survive, we will survive. If we are meant to die, we will die. It is all in the hands of fate." His mother heard these words and came to him with tears in her eyes. "My son," she said softly, "I carried you in my womb for 9 months. I brought you into this world with pain and love. Please do not waste the gift of life by surrendering to hopelessness. Go on this journey. Perhaps you will find something more valuable than water." Her words touched something deep inside Ravi's heart. He looked at his mother's worn face and felt ashamed. The next morning, he joined the group of young men preparing to leave. The journey began at sunrise. The path was rocky and steep. The sun burned hot above them, and their water supplies ran low quickly. After 3 days of walking, some of the young men wanted to turn back. "This is useless!" one of them shouted. "We will die in these mountains." But something strange was happening to Ravi. For the first time in his life, he did not complain. Instead, he looked at the path ahead and said, "Let us keep moving. We have come this far. We cannot give up now." His words surprised everyone, including himself. That night, as they camped under the stars, Ravi realized something important. He had chosen to take this step. He had chosen to keep walking. For once, he was not blaming fate. He was making his own decisions. On the 5th day, they reached a deep valley. A rope bridge hung across a dangerous gorge. The bridge was old and broken in many places. The young men stared at it with fear. "We cannot cross this," someone said. "It is too dangerous. Fate has blocked our path." But Ravi stepped forward. His heart was pounding, but he felt something new rising inside him. Courage. "I will go first," he said. "I will test the bridge." Everyone watched as Ravi carefully stepped onto the swaying bridge. Each step was a choice. Each movement required his full attention and strength. Halfway across, a wooden plank broke under his foot. He grabbed the rope tightly, his body hanging over the deep gorge below. "Ravi!" the others shouted. In that moment, hanging between life and death, Ravi understood everything clearly. His life was in his own hands, literally. Not fate, not destiny. Not the gods, only his own strength and will could save him now. With great effort, he pulled himself up and continued across the bridge. When he reached the other side, tears streamed down his face. But these were not tears of sadness. They were tears of awakening. He had taken control. He had chosen to fight for his life. One by one, the other young men followed, inspired by Ravi's courage. After 7 days of traveling, they finally reached the cave of the wise saint. He was an old man with a long white beard and eyes that sparkled with ancient wisdom. The young men bowed before him and explained their problem. The saint listened carefully, then smiled. He looked directly at Ravi and said, "Young man, you have traveled far. Tell me who brought you here? Was it fate or was it your own feet?" Ravi thought deeply about the question. He remembered his mother's words, his decision to join the journey, the moment on the bridge when he chose to live. "Holy One," Ravi said slowly, "I believed it was fate that controlled everything. But now I understand. My feet brought me here. My choices brought me here. I brought myself here." The saint's smile grew wider. "You have learned the greatest lesson," he said. "I will tell you where to find water for your tribe, but first, understand this truth. Life gives us circumstances, some good and some bad. But what we do with those circumstances is always our choice. A seed falls on rocky ground. Does it blame the ground? Or does it push through the rocks to find the light? You are not a leaf floating on a river, moved by currents beyond your control. You are the river itself. You have the power to carve your own path through the mountains." The saint then told them about a hidden spring on the eastern side of the mountain, behind a large boulder. "But," he warned, "the boulder is heavy. You will need to move it together, with your own hands and your own strength. No magic will help you. No destiny will move it for you." The young men traveled to the location and found the boulder exactly as the saint had described. It was enormous. For a moment, the old Ravi would have said, "It is impossible. We are meant to fail." But the new Ravi stepped forward, placed his hands on the stone, and pushed with all his might. "Help me," he called to the others. "Together, we can move this." All the young men joined him. They pushed and strained. Their muscles ached. Sweat poured down their faces. For hours they worked, refusing to give up. Slowly, inch by inch, the boulder began to move. When it finally rolled aside, cool, clear water burst forth from the hidden spring. The young men shouted with joy, laughing and splashing the precious water on their faces. Ravi fell to his knees, not in defeat, but in gratitude. He was grateful for the journey, for the struggle, for the lesson he had learned. When the young men returned to their tribe with news of the water source, they were welcomed as heroes. But Ravi's greatest victory was not the water he had found, it was the person he had become. From that day forward, Ravi lived differently. When challenges came, he did not blame fate. When opportunities appeared, he did not wait for destiny to decide. He took action. He made choices. He worked hard. He failed sometimes, and he succeeded sometimes, but always, he was in control of his own efforts. Years later, when Ravi became an elder of the tribe, young people would come to him for advice. He would tell them his story. "Remember, you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of your life. Every choice you make is a step toward the destiny you create for yourself."